Hello everyone, welcome to What If Naruto Was the Bearer of Godzilla and King Ghidorah Part 1. Before we start, please go support ancalagonintheblack for writing that awesome fanfic. Now let's begin. This is the translated version I made. There will be some wrong he or she calling here because it's translated, so let me clear this. Naruto is a male in this story. Chapter 1. In a world where there is a nation known as the Elemental Nation, where there are huge villages, being a total of 5, although one of them stood out from all, being the Great Konoha, which had very powerful shinobi apart from surviving great wars, although now there was a small detail, which was that it was being attacked by the enormous Kyuubi, the nine-tailed fox. Kushina. Minato, hurry up and do this. Minato. I'm doing it as fast as I can. They touched his shoulder, making him look to one side, Hiruzen being the third Hokage who gave him his position. Hiruzen. Minato, let me do this, you are too young to do this, and you have a village and a family to take care of. Minato. Thank you, Hiruzen. Hiruzen made some hand signals so that the same Shinigami would come out before everyone's eyes, revealing terror itself. Shinigami. Why did you call me, damn mortal? Hiruzen. I'm sorry, Shinigami-sama, but I would like you to seal 50% of the Kyuubi in the second son of the Hokage, and the other 50% in the third daughter of the Hokage, please. The Shinigami stopped time to see the babies who were crying, except for Naruto, who was calm, which was something truly strange since the baby was calm, so he looked more closely and was surprised by what was inside him, since he was left with a deep fear more than he could give, so he walked away to return everything to normal. Shinigami. Okay, old man, I will take your soul and everything will be ready, but I warn the fourth Hokage of something, be very careful with one of these babies, because otherwise it will be the destroyer of this village or even the entire world. That confused Minato, but he put it aside when he thought about what was about to happen to Hiruzen. Hiruzen. Your name is Shinigami. In this way the Shinigami did as requested by sealing the Kyuubi and Minato's two youngest sons. After the sealing was done, everyone went to the hospital, although the death of the third Hokage was announced to the entire village of Konoha. They were in the hospital for a while, although they recovered quickly so that Minato could return to his work as Hokage in the paperwork. Minato. This is how I'm going to die. Minato thought until he saw the door open and Kushina was there with her babies in her arms. Kushina. Look kids, it seems like daddy isn't having a good time. The babies just laughed while Naruto was calm, but in the Hokage room some people entered, being the entire council, calling the attention of the two. Minato. What the hell is going on? Enzo. We just want to talk about a very important topic. Minato. Okay, what's the topic about? Hamura. About your children in particular. Minato. What's wrong? They're totally fine. Shikaku. We want to know about the Jinchuriki issue. Minato. What you Jinchuriki have to do with this? Enzo. I'll get straight to the point, Minato, we want to know which of your children has the demon inside. Minato. If that was it then. The blonde was left thinking about how to tell them about his children until he came up with something. Minato. Menma and Naruto have the power of the Kyuubi, while Naruto has the soul. Everyone looked at the blonde who was sleeping peacefully. Enzo. Minato, I ask you to give me the demon, I will make him loyal to the village, it will be the most powerful weapon we will have. Everyone had agreed this at Danzo's idea since they thought Naruto was the demon, but Minato didn't take it very well. Minato. I will not give you any of my children, they will stay with me and no one else. Hamura. What happens if he loses control? Minato. I'll be there to control him and guide him on the right path, I won't let anything bad happen to him. He said this without knowing that a massacre was coming in the future. Enzo. Okay Minato, we'll let this boy, your son, be with you and your wife, but if we even get to see something that even slightly reflects the Kyuubi, I'll take him. Minato. Okay. Shikaku. But I thought separating the Kyuubi from its power was impossible. Minato. Well, we found a way to make it possible. This surprised everyone. Minato. If you don't have anything else to say, goodbye. In this way, everyone on the council left the place, although Kushina was not very happy with her husband. Kushina. Minato, why did you say that? Minato. To protect our children, I figured Danzo was going to jump at this, so I decided to tell them that Naruto has the Kyuubi, as long as they think that Menma and Naruto can live peacefully with us. The two were talking until Jiraiya came in through the window. Minato. Sensei. Jiraiya. Hello Minato, now I can see my grandchildren. He approached the babies. Minato. Sensei, what are you doing here? Jiraiya. What I'm about to tell you is something very serious, Minato. Minato. How serious is it? Jiraiya. The prophecy of the Great Toad changed. Minato. I see, what is it about? Jiraiya. One of the sons of the fourth and the bloody banner will have the power to destroy everything or save everything, depending on the path he chooses. He will receive the power of the king of terror, the three-headed dragon, or he will be the king of monsters, the great kaiju that protects the earth from any evil. Minato. That prophecy is a bit confusing. Jiraiya. Yes, I know, but he still talks about one of your children. Minato. Maybe the prophecy has something wrong, but since Menma and Naruto are the ones who have the power of the Kyuubi, they are the ones in the prophecy. Jiraiya. Naruto doesn't have anything special. Minato. I'm afraid not, sensei. Jiraiya. In that case we have to train them. Minato. That's right. Something they didn't know was that a certain person was watching them from afar as he began to leave the place. Chapter 2. After the Kyuubi was sealed inside Menma and Naruto, apart from Minato, saying that Naruto is the container of the Kyuubi apart from the new prophecy, years passed in which Naruto was loved by his family, apart from being very close with his brothers always protecting them, but with the passage of time everything was changing. His brothers were increasingly arrogant and his parents increasingly left him aside, as well as his godparents Jiraiya and Tsunade. At this time Naruto walked through Konoha. Naruto. Just a little longer and I'll be fine. The boy had clothes from a poor family and always wore a hood or a mask because the villagers always beat him up, but the poor boy was not very lucky because someone passed by him and accidentally took off his hood. Villager. The demon. Hearing that, the boy had to start running. Villager. Let's kill the demon. Naruto. Why the hell is this happening to me? The boy ran as fast as he could, but since he was just a child he ended up captured by the villagers who took him to a part where they began to stick the kunai along with knives, apart from launching jutsus, making the boy scream in pain. Every time he ended up fainting the same thing always happened, they woke him up to continue their torture of the poor boy who was losing his strength. Naruto. I can't take it anymore. The boy was left unconscious so that the villagers could approach to kill him, but a kunai hit one of them in the head, killing him instantly, and an Anbu was present. Anbu? Everyone, leave. Everyone went before the Anbu who looked at Naruto who was unconscious. In Naruto's mind the boy appeared on a kind of hill that had a beautiful meadow apart from a beautiful sky. Naruto. What a beautiful place. Everything began to change in a violent way as storms appeared in the sky which were increasingly stronger with yellow lightning, and to top it off he looked at the sea which was near which there was a bright blue light approaching, but when he turned his back to the sky, a lightning bolt illuminated everything making the boy look at the sky. Naruto. What is that? He saw how a being of enormous eyes being a kind of dragon with 2 legs, 3 very long heads apart from having a tail that ended dividing into 3 parts and having a golden color came down from the sky, letting itself be seen by that aura of destruction and death that he had around it, but it was not the last since he looked at the lake where a being came out that walked on 2 legs. A dark blue skin with thorns coming out of its back reaching the tail, it had 2 arms, apparently with an aura of protection with that of an alpha. Naruto. What are they? Dragon. I am King Ghidorah, the king of terror. The enormous being showed itself while yellow rays emerged from his body. Reptile. I am Godzilla, the king of the monsters. The other being let himself be revealed as that bright blue color became present before Naruto's gaze, who had no words before these 2 beings. Naruto. Where are we? Ghidorah. This is your mind, boy. Naruto. My mind. Godzilla. We came to give you our powers. Naruto. His powers. Ghidorah. Yes, let me explain to you about the cages, the monsters. Naruto. Okay. Godzilla and Ghidorah began to explain to him about the cages, their powers being Ghidorah's instant regeneration, making electrical storms, absorbing energy, attracting electricity towards him and launching electrical attacks. Godzilla's were some like the nuclear pulse, absorbing radiation, atomic breath apart from a regeneration a little slower than Ghidorah's and his thermonuclear state. Naruto. Yes, they told me all this and it certainly left me more than surprised, but my question is, why are they telling me this? Why do they want to help me? I don't understand. Godzilla. Since Ghidorah and I ended up dead in our last fight, something happened and some cages died in the process. Ghidorah. Well, the vast majority just went to sleep, they are hidden from the sleeping world until the time comes to wake up. Godzilla. That's why when they wake up we'll need you to face them, to show who's the strongest. Naruto. Why? What will happen when they wake up? Godzilla. When they wake up they will try to fight each other to take the title of the strongest king of the monsters. Ghidorah. And we can't let some weak monster take that spot. Godzilla. Aside from that, when they wake up, everyone will be at risk of dying, possibly all of humanity will be destroyed by these battles. If we just walk a little we can already cause enormous destruction. Imagine what would happen if they fought, thousands even millions will die, and that is something I cannot allow. Naruto. Then I'm like the hope of all humanity to save them. Ghidorah. Yes, but that would be up to you if you want to save them or destroy them. You will decide who will die and who will live. You will have to bring peace to this world one way or another. Naruto. Yes, but at least you know that what you're telling me is a lot. It's too much even for a person who is used to killing. Ghidorah. Yes, but we don't have many options. You are the only one who can stop all the cages. Naruto. They talk like I don't have much of a choice. Godzilla. Because there are no other options. We're counting on you, Naruto. Now we'll pass everything to you. Godzilla began to roar to the sky as a blue light took shape throughout his body, while Ghidorah did the same, but with him it was a yellow light. They grew bigger and bigger as they began to enter Naruto's body. When they finished entering his body, the little blonde could only begin to scream from the pain that took over his head, from receiving all that enormous information from two beings that lived thousands of years. He was like that for a while, until he left his mental space. When he left, he got up noticing that he was in his bed. Naruto. Good thing it was just a dream. The boy removed the bandages a little, seeing that his wounds were beginning to heal on their own. Naruto. Or it wasn't. At that moment he remembered that he was not at home when he saw the room and noticed that it was not his room since it was much better than his room. Naruto. Where am I? Boy. You're awake now. Naruto. Who are you? Boy. Let me introduce myself, I'm Shisui Uchiha. Naruto. Shisui Uchiha, the shinobi of the flashing body. Shisui. Yes, the same one. Naruto. I'm sorry if I broke into your house because to be honest, I don't even know how I got there. Shisui. Calm down, Naruto, I was the one who saved you from those villagers. Naruto. Thank you very much, but it's not that I didn't like you helping me, but why did you help me? Shisui. I just can't watch them mistreat you, all those villagers are crazy apart from the shinobi who also hurt you. Naruto. But they say I'm a demon. Shisui. You are not a demon, Naruto, don't pay attention to what they always say, they are too stupid to differentiate between a kunai and a scroll. Tell me, do you have friends? Naruto. No, those I thought were my friends just pretended and turned their backs on me, treating me like a demon. Boy. Hey Shisui, has the boy woke up yet? Shisui. Yes, Naruto, I want you to meet Itachi. The dark-haired boy passed through a door in front of Naruto's impression, who was still in shock because in front of him, they were the best members of the Uchiha clan. Shisui. Tell me, Naruto, what is your dream? Naruto. I don't really have any dreams. Shisui. Come on, Naruto, you have to have a dream, boys your age always have a dream. Naruto. So in that case I think my dream would be to become the strongest, so strong that no one can stand up to me. Shisui. In that case we will help you. Naruto. How are you going to help me? Shisui. Yes, we will train you until you are the strongest of all. Naruto. Are you serious? Aren't you lying to me so you can turn your back on me later? Itachi. We would never let that happen to you ever. Naruto. Thank you very much. The boy was letting out some tears, but he saw a dark-haired girl of his same age come through the door. Girl. Itachi Nai, what are we doing here? Itachi. Tsuki, I want you to meet Naruto. The girl, seeing Naruto, approached him and began to wipe his tears with a napkin. Moon. I can't believe Moon Uchiha. The girl gave a smile that made Naruto blush. Naruto. I'm Naruto. Tsuki. Do you want to go play? Naruto. Okay. The girl took Naruto by the hand to take him out of the room to the patio, while Kakashi entered through the window. Kakashi. Now it turns out they'll be taking care of Naruto. Shisui. If necessary, I will take care of him myself. Kakashi. I still can't believe my sensei and Kushina-sama would leave their own son aside. Itachi. What are you going to do? Now we will take care of Naruto and train him. We will not let anything bad happen to him. I also feel that he has enormous power within him. We just have to exploit all his potential and we will see Naruto's enormous power in action. Kakashi. What does that tell you? Itachi. A feeling, Kakashi, that boy has a great future with many challenges and great power. He said this as he watched Naruto playing with Tsuki in the yard with a smile between the two of them, although Naruto was more interested in finding people who love him. Chapter 3. After Naruto was once again tortured by the villagers so that he would be saved by Shisui, and having met Shisui and Itachi, who were going to be in charge of training him, and Kakashi had shown up at the place, at this moment Naruto was waking up in his room which had grey walls, since it had been a long time since it had received a touch of paint. His bed was already very old and his furniture and clothes were worn out. Naruto. Another day. He got up from his bed to walk and sit in his chair, which was very worn apart from a calendar, noting that today was his birthday, the worst day of his life. Naruto. Another stupid birthday. The boy wrote a little in a notebook he had so he could go outside his room to walk until he saw the living room where everyone was, but what caught his attention the most was how Minato had everyone's attention. Minato. Thank you for coming to the birthday of my only two children. I wanted as a gift for them, Menma would be the leader of the Uzumaki clan, while Naruto would be the leader of the Namikaze clan. That made everyone feel fine, although Naruto's heart was breaking inside, and even more so when he saw how his godfathers gave them their summoning contract. The worst thing for Naruto was that he went to his room where he entered. Naruto. What did I do to deserve this? Shisui. Hello, Naruto. The Uchiha entered through the window, drawing Naruto's attention. Shisui. I saw what happened downstairs, I wanted to know if you want to come live with me. Naruto. Yes, that's what I would like most now. Shisui. Fine, take everything you need and let's go. Naruto just took his notebook to leave with Shisui. When they arrived at his house, they just spent a while looking at the place plus Naruto, until he saw a room that seemed to be for him. Shisui. This will be your room, it's not much but. He was silenced as he was hugged by Naruto. Naruto. I can't ask for anything better than this, Shisui-san. Shisui. If you want, call me Shisui Nai. Naruto. Really? Are you serious? Shisui. Yes, I can be your brother. Naruto. Thank you very much, Shisui Nai. In this way the years began to pass in which Naruto was trained by Shisui and Itachi. The two were very surprised by Naruto, since in Genjutsu, Taijutsu and more arts of a shinobi, the boy was without a doubt a prodigy and the whole word without a doubt. The boy learned too quickly apart from his enormous amounts of chakra that competed with a well-experienced adult Uzumaki, and they were more surprised by Naruto's abilities, since he had the abilities of Ghidorah and Godzilla, although his great regeneration was surprising. You can see Naruto training with the two in a Taijutsu fight, although Shisui and Itachi fought with swords, Itachi tried to cut him that Naruto dodged in a jump, so that with a kunai, he blocked all the kunai that Shisui threw at him. Naruto had to move otherwise he was going to end up with a fireball from Itachi, but what Naruto didn't count on was that Shisui was behind him, so that with the sword he could cut him, although he ended up cutting Naruto's arm, causing them to stop and more when seeing how the boy fell to the floor screaming in pain while holding his arm. Shisui. No way, Naruto. Itachi. Quickly we have to take him to a hospital. Naruto. They don't wait. Shisui. What are you talking about, Naruto? He watched as the boy, with a little effort, managed to put his arm back together, although it had something that looked like the dead skin of a snake that had come off of it. Naruto. Ready, now I can continue fighting. Shisui. Sure, Naruto. He had to block a punch from Naruto that pushed him away. Naruto. Yes, I'm sure. He showed a smile to the two who only prepared to fight. In those years Naruto was still friends with Tsuki, although he loved her in secret, only he did not dare to tell her, and more when he found out that she was in love with his brother Menma. Another thing he found out was that his family had completely forgotten about him. Apart from that, Menma and Naruto always bothered him with the other boys. Apart from that, he always took care of Tsuki without her, realizing that the blonde took care of her all the time. On rainy days he always left her his umbrella, while she, without realizing it, Menma stole it or left her food. She had never realized that Naruto did all that for her. He was cold for her, he was hungry for her. Currently Naruto was in class with a mask that covered him from half of his face down apart from a hood, not letting them see his face more than those blue eyes like the sky itself. The boy always wore a totally dark blue outfit with yellow lines. Tsuki. Come on Naruto, cheer up a bit, at least take off your mask and let me see your face. The girl gave him a little tap on her shoulder, encouraging Naruto to little as he looked at her. Naruto. Just because it's the last day of school doesn't mean I'll take off my mask and let you see my face. Tsuki. You're still a little shy. The Uchiha showed him a smile that made Naruto blush a little. Menma. It seems that the garbage is still around here. She said this while dropping some water on Naruto, but this was obviously ignored by Tsuki, who was focused on Menma while Naruto was punching him. Naruto. You're a piece of trash, shinobi. It still doesn't make sense for someone like you to be around here. Without anyone realizing it, all this time Naruto was hiding his power from him. Apart from not letting them see his face from him, he did not show his true power or intelligence from him. Iruka entered through the door making everyone sit down. Iruka. Okay everyone, today are the tests so you can become genin. As always, he was giving a speech that nobody was interested in. Iruka. Well, let's get started. Iruka handed out the written tests for them to start writing, although Naruto was going to continue pretending, so he got what he needed to pass the test. Iruka. Well, to be able to pass, they have to make some clones, change with some object and copy someone's form. They all listened to him as he passed one by one. Iruka. Okay, Naruto Kaiju. At that time Naruto changed his last name since he was from a banished clan. The boy stepped forward to begin the last part of the test, remembering that he did not have to stand out, so he made an exchange with a pencil. In the clones he had to switch to using a cage busen, since he could not make normal clones, he made 3 shadow clones, but obviously no one found out that they were solid clones. When he moved on to the part of having to adopt another form. When he did it, everyone saw how he became a big man with big muscles, even more than the Raikage. He had black pants along with a white belt. As for the shoes, they were black with a shirt of the same color, but inside the black shirt I could see another white one, and he had red hair. He was there for a few moments until he returned to normal. Iruka. Good Naruto, you passed. Naruto. Iruka. The boy returned to the line while everyone else passed by for classes to end, and Naruto walked with Tsuki talking about any subject, although Tsuki talked more about Menma than anything else, until they separated at one point. When Naruto arrived at Shisui's house, he entered without any problem to see his brother. Naruto. Shisui Nai is here. Shisui. Hello Naruto, tell me, how did it go? Naruto. I managed to pass the test. Shisui. Great, Naruto, I have to go to the Hokage Tower for some business, I won't be long. Naruto. Okay, I'll be walking through the forest. Shisui. Yes Naruto, see you at lunchtime. Naruto. That's a good Shisui Nai. In this way each one went their own way. When Shisui arrived at the tower, he saw the following teachers from the other teams. Minato. Good that you've arrived Shisui, we were just going to talk about the teams. Shisui. Shiho Dono. He sat down so that the discussion about the teams could begin with his senses. Minato. Team 7 sensei will be Kakashi and Kushina. Shisui. Hokage Dono, there are 4 people who do not have a team. Minato. Yes Shisui, what do you want with that? Shisui. I'd like to take care of the 4 of them on my own. Minato. Are you sure Shisui? Shisui. Shiho Dono. Minato. Okay, that concludes everything for today. Before they could do anything, they saw an Anbu come through the door. Anbu? Hokage-sama Mitsuki stole the forbidden scroll. At this everyone was surprised, so they changed to a more serious way. Minato. Activate the alarm so everyone can look for the scroll in Mitsuki. Everyone listened to it being activated. In the forest Naruto was walking calmly, although he heard the alarm sound. Naruto. That's the alarm that someone is trying to escape from the village and does something important. Just at that moment he saw Mitsuki pass by with a huge scroll jumping between the trees, so with one jump he arrived in front of him, causing him to stop. Mitsuki. Hey Naruto, what are you doing here? Naruto. I was walking calmly until I heard the alarm, and you just passed by with a huge scroll apart that looks like you're escaping. Mitsuki heard that. He showed a smile for him to take out a kunai. Mitsuki. You better get out of my way, you're barely a genin, and you're average. Mitsuki launched himself at Naruto, who looked at him to dodge the kunai and kick him, lifting him into the air to grab his leg and throw him to the ground, causing him to bounce. Mitsuki. But how? Naruto. When you hide your true power it works a lot. Mitsuki. Damn. He threw a kind of huge shuriken which when it was close to Naruto the boy ended up breaking it with a single blow. Before Mitsuki's surprised gaze, Naruto began to walk towards Mitsuki, who ended up falling to the floor. Mitsuki. Do you want the scroll? Take it. He threw the scroll at him, which Naruto ended up ignoring. Mitsuki threw himself back until he couldn't continue because of a tree, while Naruto heard a voice in his mind. Voice. Kill, destroy, murder, fear, terror, chaos. Naruto walked while Mitsuki swore that behind Naruto they could see a huge 3-headed dragon and a giant reptile, so he screamed in fear until Naruto was in front of him to end his life, but before he did, his hand was taken by Shisui. Shisui. Naruto, calm down. Naruto. Shisui Nai's voice again. Shisui. Calm down Naruto, everything will be okay. He said this while hugging him, while Mitsuki fainted from the fear he had of Naruto, who was only relaxing when the Anbu appeared at the place and took the scroll. Chapter 4. After Naruto trained with Shisui and Itachi hiding his true power from the eyes of others, apart from having taken the genin test passing it without excelling, apart from having finished with Mitsuki, at this moment Shisui and Naruto were taken with the scroll along a path until he reached Minato's office, who looked at them attentively, although he looked more at Naruto. Minato. I was informed that you, Naruto, were in charge of fighting Mitsuki, defeating him and also helping to recover the scroll, but I have a few questions. How did you defeat Mitsuki? And what were you doing in the forest? Naruto. I was in the forest because I normally walk through it. As for how I defeated Mitsuki, I know there is a record of how I did in the genin tests and my entire life at the academy, but the truth is that I hid my power for all this time. Minato. And why did you hide your power? Naruto. A shinobi hides his abilities, deceives, and I only did what a shinobi would do, get by with what was necessary and nothing more. Minato. Okay, you can go. They agreed to them to leave the place, walked to their house where they tied and went to sleep. Shisui. Well Naruto, you defeated someone who is now going to be interrogated by Ibiki, but tomorrow you have to see about your team. Naruto. Shisui Nai. When he left Shisui had a smile on his face for his younger brother. Shisui. I'm proud of you, Naruto. The next day everyone went to the academy where Naruto sat next to Tsuki. Tsuki. Naruto, did you find out that they tried to take the scroll yesterday? Naruto. Yeah, people talk about it everywhere. Tsuki. It is also said that he was a member of the Uchiha clan or even half a member, since he is not Uchiha by blood. Naruto's mind. Where everyone gets their information from. They were talking although Menma and Naruto along with Sasuke and Kiba were throwing some things at Naruto, although obviously Tsuki was completely ignoring him since she was thinking about Menma until Iruka came in who said the same thing from the entire original story of his speech, apart from starting to name the teams. Iruka. Team 7 Sensei Kushina Uzumaki and Kakashi Haddock, as well as the others Menma Uzumaki Namikaze, Naruto Namikaze Uzumaki, Tsuki Uchiha and Sasuke Uchiha. That made Tsuki happy even though Naruto was upset about this. Iruka. Team 12 Sensei Shisui Uchiha. As for the others Sakura Haruno, Ino Yamanaka, Hinata Hyuga and Naruto Kaiju, those are all the teams. This obviously did not please the girls who were Sasuke's fangirls. Each sensei took their group, although the 7th continued to bother Naruto being noticed by the girls until a black-haired boy entered. Shisui. Team 12 to Training Camp 12. The group listened to them leave the place. They walked in a fairly comfortable silence, although Naruto was frowned upon by everyone until they reached the training camp where they stood looking everywhere until Shisui showed himself. Shisui. Well team, we'll have to introduce ourselves to get to know each other better. Sakura. Sensei, can you show us how? Shisui. Yes, I am Shisui Uchiha. My likes are training with my younger brother, my dislikes are those who turn their back on their own, and my dreams are already fulfilled. You continue Sakura. Sakura. I'm Sakura Haruno, my likes are Sasuke, my dislikes are Naruto, my dream is to be Sasuke's wife. Shisui. It's okay, Ino. Ino. I'm Ino Yamanaka, my likes are Sasuke, my dislikes are Naruto, and my dream is to be Sasuke's wife. Shisui. Good. Shisui's mind. Damn, another fangirl. Hinata. I am Hinata Hyuga, my likes are Sasuke, my dislikes are Neji, and my dream is to marry Sasuke. Shisui's mind. Other fangirl. Naruto's mind. At least one that doesn't hate me senselessly. Naruto. I am Naruto Kaiju, my likes are training and becoming stronger, my dislikes are those who abuse the weak, and my dream is to find my shinobi path. That surprised the girls as Shisui looked on a little sadly at this. Shisui. Well, tomorrow we will do a test to see how the team is doing. In the meantime, I want you to stay together today. Hinata. What are you talking about? Shisui. Today the 4 of them will eat together since they already know things to get to know each other better. They just agreed and left the place. They walked for a while until they bought some dangos and went to a park where they sat on a bench to start eating quietly while they talked to a little. Ino. Now how will I get Sasuke-kun to notice me? Sakura. What are you saying? Sasuke has to be there for me. Hinata. No, Sasuke has special eyes like me so he has to notice me. Naruto. I know it's not my topic, but why do you notice him? Sakura. Isn't it obvious? Sasuke is someone beautiful apart from being the best in the class, and we have been calling his attention to him for these years. Naruto. I don't mean to offend or anything, I'm not saying you have to stop trying, but what you're doing is useless, he won't notice you. Ino. What are you talking about? Naruto. Think about it, whenever you called his attention he treated you badly as if you were trash, but when he wanted something with you, it was only to have something like homework or things that ruined you. Hinata. And what do you advise us? Naruto. Stop focusing on him and put more attention to your skills as shinobi, getting stronger and all that. The girls looked at each other, seeing that Naruto was telling the truth, but they noticed how the boy stood up to leave a paper in front of him. Ino. And this? Naruto. They are papers that will help you a lot in your abilities, apart from that I know very well that you want more Chester ass, so I left you with how to get it. That made them blush a little. Hinata. Why are you doing this for us? Naruto. I don't like to see such beautiful flowers being ruined. That already made them blush, but luckily for them Naruto didn't notice it. Apart from Naruto leaving the place, leaving their dangos for them, the girls were left thinking about what Naruto told them, so that after a while each one went to their house, but not without first taking a piece of paper each. The next day they all went to training camp number 12 meeting at the place. Naruto. Hello Hinata, Ino, Sakura. The 3 girls looked at Naruto to greet him with their hands. Sakura. Thanks Naruto for helping us with what happened yesterday, you helped us open our eyes more. Naruto. You're welcome. At that point Shisui appeared at the scene. Shisui. Well, the job is that you have to catch me, you can do it alone or in a group, and I advise you to hide, the test starts now. Everyone went to hide even though the girls were together. Hinata. We have to think of a way to pass the test. Naruto. I have a plan. Ino. Seriously? And since when are you there? Naruto. Just listen to me because the test is about us doing it as a team. The girls agreed to listen to their plan. A few moments passed and in front of Shisui Naruto appeared. Shisui. Give up fighting now. Naruto. Even if I'm alone, I'll beat you. He said this as he took out a sword. Shisui took out a katana so Naruto would go against Shisui with the intention of cutting him, trying to make a cut in his chest, but the boy blocked it with his katana so he could see how Naruto tried to kick him, but it was dodged by the Raven so he could try to hit Naruto, who dodged it looking at Shisui, trying to hit him a blow that Shisui blocked, but when he did he ended up going backwards by the force of the blow. Shisui looked at Naruto to see how rays came out of his body, so in a second he barely dodged Naruto's sword that almost cut off his head and more since he had the Sharingan activated so that with a spin he could kick Naruto raising him into the air, but the boy made a yellow glow pass through his left arm so he would throw electricity at him, causing Shisui to have to jump, avoiding Naruto's attack followed by blocking a cut from the same boy. Shisui. You're definitely getting more serious every time. Naruto. Keep in mind that I will always be serious with you. He said it to make a complete turn to try to give him a cut that he blocked, but due to the force he ended up going backwards against Naruto, who went against Shisui in order to try to do some kind of damage, but ended up in something that failed since the Raven dodged the attacks, so he would give him a kick that pushed Naruto away, followed by a punch in the face. Shisui made some hand signals to launch a huge fireball that hit Naruto full on. Voice. Come on, destroy, kill, you will be unstoppable, the king of terror. Naruto. Shut up. Naruto got out of the fireball to go against Shisui, who had to dodge it, but there was something different and it was that he had the Mangekyo Sharingan activated, surprising Naruto enough so that he hit him, sending him flying, causing him to stay against a tree. Naruto. That's the big flashing body. Shisui. Yeah, it's great that you forced me to use it. Naruto. Yes, but well, I have to go with everything. Shisui. Come on. Naruto went against Shisui trying to cut him, but the Raven as always blocked it with his katana so that he ended up dodging a kick from Naruto, which turned to see an opening where he hit him, causing him to move away, although he noticed how a blue fire came out of Naruto's mouth, causing him to throw himself to the side avoiding it, but he didn't count on Naruto getting in the way of his own attack, so that he was in front of him to hit him, sending him against some trees, but when passing through the middle of these, he stayed still in the air, apart from the fact that Hinata got in front of him with the Byakugan activated to hit him in the chakra points, causing him to be unable to do anything apart from the fact that he had some threads that didn't let him move on his arms and legs apart from having his eyes blindfolded. Shisui. What happened? Naruto. It was a plan I made. I knew very well that I couldn't defeat you on my own, so I decided to ask the girls for help. While I fought you, Sakura and Ino were in charge of setting a trap, while Hinata was going to take care of sawing off your chakra points, and finally Ino was going to cover your eyes. Shisui. Good plan, Naruto, I didn't expect them to do that. In one part of the field was Minato with the council looking at the test. Shikaku. So that was part of the power that Naruto was hiding. Inoichi. I was definitely impressed that he went into his own attack to defeat Shisui and withstand his fireball. Danzo. Without a doubt, Naruto surpasses the Hokage's children, even though we saw his potential. And more comments were made that caused Minato to get angry with that boy named Naruto while they watched as Shisui was untied. When they finished the test, Naruto and the girls went to buy dangos to go to the same park to eat. Sakura. Thanks, Naruto, if it weren't for you we wouldn't have gotten through. Ino. How did you find out we had to work as a team? Naruto. Shisui is like my older brother, apart from that it is one of the things that are done at the beginning when a team is formed. Hinata. It makes a lot of sense, but why didn't you show that power before? Naruto. The skills of a shinobi must be to hide and deceive. I did just that, I deceived them all, and that without showing all my power. Ino. Naruto, why are there so many things to eat in the papers you gave us? Sakura. It's true, we're going to end up fat that way. Naruto. Not if you think about it, if you eat things like ramen and keep training for days you will keep your physique apart from becoming stronger and you will have what you want. That surprised the girls a bit, who only ate with Naruto for the rest of the day. Chapter 5. After the Team 12 group met and took Shisui's test, successfully passing it, and were seen by the council and Naruto told them why he was hiding his power, the days began to pass and Team 12 found themselves doing missions within the village, but by doing them quickly enough, it didn't take long for them to start doing missions outside the village. At this moment they were returning from a mission. Shisui. Okay team, go rest and I will give the report to the Hokage. The four of them agreed for them to start walking calmly. Sakura. What can we do? Hinata. How about we go to my house? You'll be able to see my clan and meet my family. The three of them looked at each other to nod and began to go to Hinata's house, although on the way they met Team 7. Menma. Look at the group of useless people, it's surprising that they're still in the village, in a few more missions we'll be able to leave the village. Naruto looked at the girls who completely ignored Sasuke, who found this a little strange since by nature they would have thrown themselves at him. Ino. Well, for your information Menma, we returned from a mission outside the village and how many are there now? Naruto. About 25, about 15 B rank and 10 A rank. That surprised Team 7, but Team 12 was already starting to leave. Suki. What's wrong girls? Hinata. What are you talking about? Naruto. They would have already jumped on Sasuke. Sakura. It's just that we realized that he would never love us because of that, we matured that's all. The girls left with Naruto who was in low spirits, seeing how Tsuki hugged Menma's arm without at least noticing it, and this was noticed by his team, who already knew that Naruto loved Tsuki, but she didn't love him. Ino. Naruto, you have to forget about her. Naruto. Yes, I know, but she's the only one I'm not so cold with, you know, she was one of the first people in my life who treated me well. Hinata. Yes, but now you can trust us. This Naruto raised spirits a little and he smiled, but although the girls couldn't see that smile they knew very well that he had it. When they arrived at Hinata's house they walked around the place until they stayed in a quiet part. Girl. Hinata ni, are they your team? Hinata. Yes, I want everyone to meet my little sister Hanabi and Hanabi, these are Ino and Sakura, well the boy Naruto. They just waved while the girl showed a smile. Hanabi. You are someone pretty. Sakura. Thank you. Hanabi. You would look better with more flowers. Ino. Thanks, and it would be a bit obvious since I'm a Yamanaka. Hanabi. You can certainly display great power apart from that mystery. Naruto. Thanks I guess. The five of them were talking for a few moments, although Hanabi asked many questions, most of which were directed at Naruto, who spoke a little in response to those questions, since some of them didn't even let him speak. Hanabi. Why do you have a mask? Naruto. So that no one sees my identity. Hanabi. Because you don't want anyone to see your identity. Naruto. Because these are things a shinobi must do. Hanabi. Can I see your face? Naruto. I'm afraid not. Hanabi. Are you really ugly? Naruto. That depends on what other people see. Hanabi. Then you are cute. Naruto. That also depends on other people's perspectives. Hanabi. Can I see your face now? Naruto. No. Hinata. I think it would be best if you stop asking Naruto questions. Naruto. I have no problem with questions, ask as many questions as you want. He unknowingly made his own grave for his brain. Hanabi. How much power do you have? What are you really like? Can I see your abilities? Do you have a sword? Can you stay overnight? Can I come to your house? That's how the day passed until they had to leave Hinata's house, who said goodbye to them so she could go with Sakura and Ino. Naruto. I can see that you've stopped being fangirls. Ino. Yes, that happened thanks to you, we improved our skills as shinobi and we noticed changes in our body. Sakura. Yes, now we have more chest and more ass. Naruto. Yes, but the important thing is that they left their fangirl side, well these are their houses. He said this to leave them in their houses with some clones, which when leaving them went away in a smoke bomb. The girls walked to their rooms where when they entered both Hinata's and Ino's and Sakura's rooms, they had a Naruto doll that was used to sleep, although it had all the clothes except a face. Hinata. Someday. Ino. Naruto. Sakura. Kaiju. The three. We will see your face and you will be ours. Something the girls didn't notice were some clones of Shisui who saw and heard them while Naruto arrived at his house, where he stayed calm to see that the food was already ready. Shisui. How did it go with the girls? Naruto. It went pretty well for me to be honest. Shisui. Did you notice anything strange or out of the ordinary? Naruto. No, everything is normal. Shisui's mind. Naruto, you are strong and smart, but when Tsuki is no longer there for you, I hope you realize how those girls love you. Shisui. Let's eat, the food is getting cold. The two of them ate so they could go eat. They spent a while eating apart from talking about trivial topics until they went to sleep. The days passed and the encounters with Team 7 began to be more frequent since it seemed more and more than they were the ones who were looking for Team 12. They tried to provoke them to fight, but they remained always calm, although every time they separated the girls tried to cheer up Naruto since he got depressed from seeing Tsuki until one day they were called to the Hokage Tower. Shisui. What does Hokage Dono need us for? Minato. There's a mission that involves protecting a small village from a large group of renegades and thugs. Shisui. How much time do we have? Minato. 5 minutes to leave the village. Shisui. You heard team, let's go. They all agreed to go and prepare all their things for the mission. When they reached the village gate they just started running in the direction of the village. Shisui. Okay, everyone listen carefully, this mission is very dangerous, so everyone has to be alert to anything. The four of them agreed for them to arrive at the village after 2 hours. When they arrived they walked until they saw a villager. Shisui. Hello, we are from Konoha, can you tell us where we can find the village leader? Villager. Yes, go to the center of the village and you will see a big house, and there it is. Shisui. Thank you. They began to walk until they arrived at what they knocked on the door to be opened by an old man. Old man. Yes, do you need anything? Shisui. We are the group that Konoha asked for, we came for the mission. Old man. Yes, come in. They went inside to walk to a room where the old man left them some tea. Old man. Those bandits always come in the afternoon, they rob us, and we have to pay very unfair fees, when we don't pay them they take some of ours. Shisui. I understand, we will be here to prevent that from happening. Old man. Thank you very much, come here, your rooms are over here. He showed them the room so they could settle in, and when they came out they saw all the poverty of the place. This place looks very sad. Naruto. These are tyrants, cowards, they take advantage of the fact that there is no one strong to abuse the weakest, something I hate a lot. Shisui. Calm down Naruto, we'll take care of all this. Sakura. Those people are not the bandits. They saw a group beating a man. Shisui. Yes, let's go. Something I didn't know was that Naruto had already left for there. Naruto appeared in the middle of the group of 10 bandits to beat them all up. Bandit. Damn girl, don't you know who we are? Naruto. They're just cowards who take advantage of the weak. Bandit 2. Let's finish him off. The 10 went against Naruto who took out a kunai to get past one of them, cutting his neck. Before the remaining 9 could do something, 3 of them received a kunai to the head, causing them to fall to the floor dead, so that the rest could see the girls and go against them, but one of them ended up with a cut on the neck by Shisui, who threw fireballs at the other 2, who ended up burned. The remaining 3 tried to escape, but 2 of them ended up dead by Ino and Sakura, although the remaining one was able to escape. Hinata. Damn, it got away. Shisui. It doesn't matter, at least this way we can get the rest to come so we can finish them off. The people of the village saw this so they came out of their hiding place while they began to praise the group who only looked at this with a little surprise. Naruto. It seems like they've been living in fear for a long time. Ino. Yes, but now it's us. Shisui. Well, let's go and get ready. The team left to get some rest. Hinata. I still don't understand why the Hokage gives us these kinds of missions. Ino. That's right, these kinds of missions are for Jounin. Shisui. To be honest, I don't even know, but hey, he's the Hokage and we can't do anything. What they really didn't know was that Minato was hoping Naruto would die with these missions. The team watched as Naruto left the house. Sakura. Where are you going Naruto? Naruto. It's just that I want to do something for the village. Shisui. It's okay but make sure you come back. Naruto. Yes. The boy jumped away while the girls watched him go where he went. Shisui. They did change a lot. Ino. What are you talking about Shisui-sensei? Shisui. Well, at first they were Sasuke fangirls, but now they love Naruto. That caused the girls to blush and look away. Shisui. Aside from that, I know very well that they changed because before they were afraid of a fight, even of killing. Flashback. In one of the missions the team was fighting with a group, although the girls needed a little help since they were scared, but at one point when 3 shinobi were going to kill them, they were stopped by a block of Naruto's sword with his clones of him. Naruto. I won't let them get hurt. With one blow he sent them flying, causing them to crash into a tree so that they could be tied up by Shisui. Shisui. Well girls, we've been doing missions for a while now, but they don't do much. 3. I'm sorry Shisui-sensei. Shisui. Naruto can't always be looking after you, but luckily for us Naruto has an idea. The boy threw a kunai at the girls who took it. Ino. What do we have to do? Naruto. There are 3 shinobi, there are 3, kill them. The girls were surprised by this but had no choice, so they began to walk against the shinobi until they were in front of them, and with the kunai that Naruto gave them, they stuck it in their necks so that they began to tremble, but they were hugged by Naruto. Naruto. Calm down, it's over, calm down. The girls just had to start calming down, so that from that day on they would begin to get used to the work of a shinobi when it came to killing. Then flashback. Hinata. Yes, we have changed a lot since that day, and thanks to Naruto we are stronger. Some time passed when Naruto arrived with large bags which caught the girls' attention. Ino. And that. Naruto. For the village, if they let me I have to go take a bath. The boy went to take a bath, but not even seconds passed before the girls forgot that Naruto went to take a bath, so they accidentally entered the bathroom, seeing that the shower was leaking, so they could see Naruto's body, which was very well formed as if he was made by a god, although because of the steam they could only be seen from the waist up to the neck, causing them to get out of the bathroom as quickly as they could. Chapter 6. After Naruto and his team had a small encounter with Team 7 apart from going on a mission to protect a village, although the girls ended up seeing part of Naruto's body in the bathroom, when Naruto came out of the bathroom, he noticed a little blood. Knowing why, Naruto went to sleep to be calmer the next day when he went to breakfast. Naruto. Well, now what do we have to do? The girls blushed when they saw him since the first thing that came to mind was the image of Naruto in the bathroom. Shisui. Well, we have to keep an eye on all parts of the village. Naruto. Okay. Shisui. Naruto, why the huge bags? Naruto. It's food for the village, when I finish breakfast I'll distribute it. Shisui. Okay, girls accompany Naruto. The girls agreed for them to finish breakfast and go out of the house with their bags to start walking through the streets, knocking on the doors of the houses, to give some things like fruits and other foods to all the villagers of the place, until they ran out of anything to give to the people of the village, since they ran out of something in their bags. Naruto. Fine, we spent it all. And that's good. Naruto. Yes. They started walking, but Shisui appeared in front of them. Naruto. Where is Shisui? Shisui. Yes, a group is coming through one part of the village. Naruto. Come on. They all went to a part of the village, seeing an army of those shinobi who began to launch jutsus at the village, but before the attacks arrived, Naruto made some hand signals to form a huge earth wall, not letting the attacks reach the village. Naruto. This is very bad. Shisui. We have to do something. They were thinking but they were running out of time as they got closer, but Naruto came up with something. Naruto. Shisui nai let me use it. Shisui. No. What are they talking about? They felt a tremor, indicating that the wall was not going to last long. Naruto. Come on, leave me alone this time. Shisui. Okay. The girls didn't understand, but they saw how Naruto took off his top, so that he ended up taking off his hood apart from the mask, revealing his face, making the girls blush, although they were a little surprised by how he put some signs on his body. Naruto. I'm ready. Shisui. Go. Naruto let yellow rays begin to come out of his body, so that with one jump, he could get on top of the wall. Shisui-sensei, why did Naruto-kun put those seals on himself? Shisui. You see girls, there will be time to explain it to you. But Naruto, the boy jumped against a huge army, so that the first of the group would kick them, causing them to be sent flying, causing them to end up crashing into others in the group, so that Naruto would make some hand seals, launching an enormous amount of fire, burning some of the group, so that he would take out his sword, and in one movement, he would end up cutting several in half as if it were nothing, so that with a kick he would end up killing some with electricity, so that he would end up launching his atomic breath, hitting several, killing them instantly without any problem, so that with some hand signals, he would send a large amount of water against the shinobi. Hinata. Shisui-sensei, there are someone who tries to take it from somewhere else. Shisui. Let's go. Sakura. And Naruto. Shisui. He knows how to handle this kind of things. The four of them left while Naruto was with his sword, cutting some without any problem, so that it looked like on the battlefield some arms, heads, legs and even bodies split in half before the army that continued to attack, doing their best against Naruto, who sent a large amount of stone against the shinobi, causing some spikes of earth to end up going through their chests and stomachs, as if nothing but due to carelessness, they ended up cutting off his arm. The shinobi thought he had the advantage, but Naruto with his other arm using the sword, ended up cutting it in half, so that everyone could see scared how the missing part of Naruto began to return to normal, so that he could hit one that ended up going against his group, causing them to end up piling up, so that Naruto could do a fire jutsu while with the rest. Shisui. Hinata, how many are there? Hinata. There are about 40 of them. Shisui. Okay, girls fight together, don't separate too much, and watch each other's backs. The girls agreed for them to arrive, seeing the group of 40 people. Hinata. They all have the same amount of chakra except one, maybe he's the leader. Shisui. Where is it? Hinata. More or less in the middle. Shisui. Okay, girls go on the defensive. The girls agreed for Shisui to start running against them, and with one jump he reached the front of the group, so that with a kunai, he ended up cutting the necks of 2, followed by some hand seals he threw fire at others, burning them instantly, as if nothing, so that with his sword, he began to make some cuts like to the chest and stomachs apart from other parts like the arms and legs, so that he could Throw some kunai with paper bombs, giving some so that they ended up dying from the explosions, while the girls saw how some were able to get past Shisui, so that they ended up killing some, although they had to fight between the three together using their kunai, although Hinata used her Byakugan killing them, Shisui noticed that some more were approaching. Shisui. I have to end this. He let his man Jikyo show so that he would end up making a perfect green Susanoo, so that he would end up killing some without any problems, since he used the Susanoo's swords, so that he would end up killing several, until there were none left in the place. Shisui. Okay girls, we're done. Ino. Yes, but where is Naruto? They heard an explosion so they would go to the place, while Naruto looked at someone who continued advancing, so he began to let them see how light that went through his arms and necks, began to make them stop looking at Naruto, so that he ended up launching yellow rays from his mouth and arms, causing them to end up killing several shinobi, which before the show of Naruto's power began to run. Because of Naruto's power which did not stop launching his rays until he reached a point where he had to stop attacking, while at the same time his team arrived seeing Naruto's back since in front of him, there was only fire. Naruto. Destruction. He said it in a creepy voice, scaring everyone. Naruto. I am the king of terror. I shouted it as the sky began to have some storms. Shisui. It's already getting out of control. With one of his hands he made a seal causing the seals that were on Naruto's body to begin to surround his entire body, and the words began to turn red, causing Naruto to begin to scream in pain, while red rays came out of his bodysuit of him. Shisui. Just hold on a little longer Naruto. Naruto screamed in pain until the signals were gone, causing Naruto's body, which was emitting smoke, to fall to the ground completely unconscious. Shisui. Come on, we have to help him. They went to where Naruto was to take his body from him and went to the old man's house to leave him in the tub of cold water, but when they left him all the water ended up making steam. Sakura. Shisui-sensei, can you tell us now what happened? Shisui. You see girls, the Kaiju clan is a very powerful one and Naruto is the last of his clan. His Kaiju clan is very powerful, they have the power to use the abilities of a monster. Apart from transforming into one, Naruto has to control himself because since his genes were activated, not very good things happened. Hinata. Like what things? Shisui. Losing control. When they take the form of a kaiju they transform into enormous beings like 3 times the Hokage Tower or more. One has the ability to destroy a village being middle class. Apart from the fact that from today Naruto has a thirst for blood that he tries to contain all the time. They are enormous desires to kill, but he tries to control them with all his being. So that's why Naruto is so bad. Shisui. Yes, apart from the fact that Naruto doesn't have a very good time in the village. Sakura. What do you mean you're not having a good time in the village? Shisui. For some reason a lie was made that Naruto was the container of the Kyuubi, and since then everyone was literally torturing Naruto. They took him to an alley where they stuck kunai, shuriken knives, and some jutsus that they threw at his small body, but luckily he has very good regeneration, so being seriously injured does not exist for him. The girls just looked at Naruto who was calm. Shisui. I have to go see the village that isn't damaged. The raven left while the girls looked at Naruto who was asleep until he began to open his eyes little by little. Naruto, you woke up already. Naruto. What happened? Hinata. Some shinobi came and you faced them all. Naruto. Did I do too much destruction? Did I kill too many people? How bad did I look? The girls noticed a little concern, so they hugged Naruto surprising him. Sakura. We don't see you as a demon or a monster. You can trust us Naruto, you can always trust us. Naruto. Thank you. The boy got up to dry himself off, although the girls had a nosebleed when they saw her wet body, but luckily for them, Naruto didn't notice so he could visit her and leave the house, seeing the people there. Naruto. Hello. The people just showed a smile so they could start showing them some food, while more people approached with smiles. Naruto. What the hell is going on? Man. They are our saviors, we want to show them our gratitude. Woman. Apart from that, if it weren't for you, they would continue attacking this village. Man. We saw you shoot rays from your hands and mouth at the same time, and it was awesome. This and more comments were said by all the people who were happy making Naruto feel in a way he had never felt before anywhere in the village, so that everyone entered the house where they began to cook while making a banquet for Naruto who was surprised by this. Shisui. What's wrong Naruto? It seems like all this is totally new to you. Naruto. I never thought I'd see people showing me a smile, sharing food with me, and more things instead of pointing guns at me, throwing things at me, and showing me food to rub it in my face while they eat it, and I'm starving, it's like. Shisui. As if you were in your real home where there are people who love you and care about you. Naruto. Yes. Then he noticed some kids touching his pants, making him look at them. Naruto. Is something wrong kids? Girl. Yes, can you show us something incredible? Child. Please. Naruto. Okay. The boy made hand signals so that he would begin to make figures in the sky with the fire he was throwing, although what impressed them most was that the fire was blue and not red. It seems that he enjoys it a lot. Hinata. It's like otherwise I would have to go back to the village to be safe and happy. Sakura. I think at the end of it all we don't need to see a way to make Naruto show a smile to the world while being calm. The girls nodded while Naruto had a smile on his face at the children and adults who were also smiling, although the boy noticed a child who was alone, so he approached him. Naruto. Are you okay? Boy. There's a girl who's my best friend and I love her, but I'm afraid to tell her and be rejected. Naruto. Go ahead, try it, you'll be able to. The boy took courage from Naruto's words to go and end up doing it, just so the blonde could see how the girl accepted him, making him smile for this. Chapter 7. After Naruto had delivered some food to the village and ended up fighting renegade shinobi who ended up running away from the place due to Naruto's enormous power, and he himself saw how all the people in the village congratulated him for what he did. At this time the day in which they celebrated had already passed, so that some people would meet on the floor, because yesterday they ended up drunk. Naruto. It was definitely a good party. Shisui. It was, apart from the way everyone in the village treated you. Naruto. Yeah, I never thought they'd love me for something I did like this. Shisui. They lived in fear, just as you were afraid of the village before. Naruto. I don't know why I feel like I want to leave the village. Shisui, hearing that, she put a hand on her shoulder, making her look at him for that action. Shisui. Naruto, you are like my little brother, I will support you in everything you want, and that is why if you want to leave the village I will support you, and now that I think about it, a nickname was said for you. Naruto. How did you get a nickname for me? Shisui. Yes, due to the enormous power that you demonstrated, among other things, Konoha ended up knowing about this, which is why they gave you a nickname, Naruto the King of Terror. They gave it because of the fear that you gave to all the enemy shinobi, apart from the fact that it is said that you are a trump card for the village, as if you are the next strongest person in the village. Naruto. I see, but I don't care about that nickname or how they see me, I care about protecting my people, to be honest. Shisui. I understand, brother. In the village all the villagers were talking about Naruto. Villager. You heard, the demon child wiped out almost an entire army and the survivors left out of fear of him. Villager 2. I heard he called himself the King of Terror. Villager 3. And it makes a lot of sense, now the demon is awakening its power and who knows if it will end up attacking the village. Villager 2. Yes, but that's what our Hokage is for. Among the shinobi. Shinobi. That Naruto boy must certainly be someone very strong. Shinobi 2. Yes, but I prefer to call him King of Terror. Shinobi 3. I heard that if they get in his way or with him, he will end up killing whoever it is, he doesn't care if they are an ally or an enemy. Shinobi 4. It certainly deserves that title. Shinobi 3. And without a doubt it is our best future shinobi, to finish off almost an entire army and make them go away out of fear is undoubtedly something worthy of respect and fear. This was also talked about in the council where a lot was said about Naruto, making Minato increasingly annoyed with Naruto who would not get out of his head, the boy who has been shown to have more power than his children. Minato. Damn Naruto, if he knew who his father or his family was other than Shisui, he would swear that he would interrogate them or kill them all. These were Minato's thoughts, while elsewhere Naruto was with Shisui talking calmly. Shisui. Well Naruto, unfortunately our mission is not over, we still haven't seen the leader or killed him, so we have to wait a little longer. Naruto. It's okay, I have no problem fighting against their leader. Shisui. Don't always be overconfident Naruto, sometimes there are people stronger than us. Naruto. Lost your identity. They saw Sakura and Ino approaching. Naruto. Hey girls, where's Hinata? Sakura. Hinata, well, I had to do some things so it's going to take a while. Shisui. Okay, but let's hope it doesn't take too long, since we don't know when the next enemies might come. Elsewhere Hinata walked calmly. Hinata. I think it's time to head back. When she turned around she ended up being surrounded by enemy shinobi, so she took out a kunai while activating her Byakugan. Man. Come on girl, don't make it so difficult. Hinata tried to go against the enemy shinobi, but ended up receiving a blow to the neck and being knocked unconscious. Man. The boss would like to know that we captured one of his members. They saw a child passing by. Man. Hey kid, we want you to give a message to the people of Konoha. The while passed and Naruto began to worry about Hinata, something that the members of his team noticed until they saw a child running while crying, so Naruto passed in front of him. Naruto. Is something wrong? Boy. Mr. Naruto, those bad men took Hinata-san away. Naruto got angry at this. Naruto. Do you know where they went? Boy. They said to go to the mountain and not try to do anything or they would end up killing Hinata-san. Naruto. Okay, go home. The boy went home while the team watched Shisui. Naruto. What do we do, Shisui Nai? Shisui. Well, we have to do as requested, so let's go. The team had to start running towards the hill for their partner. They spent a few minutes jumping through the trees until they saw the top of the hill, where all the bandits were along with a man who had a kunai on Hinata's neck. Shisui. From what I see, I think you are the leader. Man. That's right, and these are all the men I have left because of him. Naruto. Leave Hinata. Man. I'll do it on one condition. Shisui. What condition? Man. You, the boy, and the Uchiha take a few steps forward. Naruto and Shisui looked at each other to do as requested, to step forward in a few steps so they could see how the man threw a kunai that stuck in the floor. Man. I want one of them to kill the other or commit suicide. Saying that they were impressed, but Naruto took the kunai while looking at the weapon that showed his reflection of him. Man. If you do as I ask, I'll let the girl go. Naruto. If I kill Shisui Nai, they will set Hinata free, but if I don't do it, they will end up killing Hinata. The boy was thinking what to do. Shisui. Naruto, meet me. Hearing that, I look at him. Shisui. Naruto, just do it, it is the priority to take care of my students. Naruto. I can't. Everyone looked at him in doubt about what he had just said. Naruto. I don't want Hinata to be killed or harmed out of respect for the Hyuga clan. I also don't want to hurt Sakura or Ino, but above all except Shisui Nai, you are the one who took care of me when no one was with me apart from your clan. Despite not wanting me, you still didn't listen to them and saved me from the darkness. Everyone says that the Uchiha clan is evil and deserves to die, but you, Shisui, showed me the good side of the Uchiha clan. That's why I won't kill you, but I will die. Naruto with the kunai pointed at his neck to cut off his head and end this once and for all. The kunai was about to cut Naruto to end his suffering, but out of nowhere on the floor of the place there was blood. Ino. Sakura and Hinata began to shed their tears, while Naruto was surprised because Shisui lived up to his name, the flickering body, as he had the kunai that was in Naruto's hand stuck in his heart, while the boy showed a smile as blood came out of his mouth. Naruto. Why Shisui Nai? Shisui. Naruto, you still have a lot to live and do. I've already done everything in my life, but now it's time for you to make your shinobi path, find your way and shape it, don't go down the wrong path, don't get lost in the darkness. Man. Well, they did what was asked. The man released Hinata, who ran to where Shisui was lying on the floor, along with Ino and Sakura. Shisui. Girls, don't let Naruto fall into darkness, take care of the village while I'm gone, achieve the peace that I couldn't see. He said this to close his eyes, making the girls start crying. Man. Well, let's get this over with. Everyone started walking to the group. Man. It's time to finish them off like that trash. Naruto stood up with his gaze down, his eyes covered by his covered hair. Naruto. Is it bad? Is Shisui bad? A storm with yellow lightning was beginning to form in the sky. Naruto. The real trash that will die today. Naruto gritted his teeth, which turned into fangs, while parts of his body began to generate scales and wings like claws formed apart from a tail that ended up dividing into two parts, in which at the tips had spikes. Naruto. The real trash is you. He turned around, revealing that his previously blue eyes had changed to being completely black with red pupils that showed the fire of hell itself, scaring several shinobi, and the storm began to grow bigger. Naruto. I will kill you. Man. Go at him. The shinobi went to the attack, while Naruto did the same, going against them to end up passing by the side of some who ended up with their bodies in half by Naruto's claws, who did not seem very happy. The blonde, with a movement of his hand, ended up tearing apart several of the shinobi, who looked at Naruto with notable fear, while the boy made blue rays came out of his hands, hitting several of them, killing them instantly, while those who were close to the attack ended up dead in the same way. The shinobi tried to attack with lightning jutsus, but it was a bad idea since they saw how the boy became much stronger, so that he would go against them, so that he would end up killing them with a single attack on each one, so they tried to attack with fire. Water and seeing jutsus with the hope that he would do something to Naruto, but the boy seemed not to be affected by those attacks at all, since he advanced between the attacks, as if nothing, so that he would end up tearing several apart with his claws, and if necessary, he would use his fangs, killing them instantly as if nothing before everyone. Ino. We need to get Shisui-sensei's body out, or we'll also end up injured by Naruto's attacks. Sakura. It's out of control. The girls took Shisui's body to leave the place, but some noticed this, so they tried to go against the girls, but stopped when they had Naruto in front of them, who used his tail to pierce their chests, as if it were nothing to Naruto, who began to fly through the air with its wings. Man. He's not human or demon, he's a monster. The leader said it while looking at Naruto, making him swear that he saw that behind him were two heads of Ghidorah, while in the middle of them was the head of Godzilla, which roared at all of them, as if it were nothing. Naruto made a light begin to pass between his arms, although it was a blue color, while his neck was a yellow color. The survivors of the previous attack knew what was waiting for them, so they tried to escape, but it was too late because Naruto launched some blue rays from his hands, causing them to be surrounded, not letting them escape, while a yellow fire came out of his mouth, hitting all the shinobi who ended up charred by Naruto's attack. There was nothing left before him as the stones were melting. The nearby trees turned to ashes, and the bodies were dust, leaving no trace of any body of that army that ended up being eliminated before Naruto, although without him realizing it. One of the shinobi of the army who was missing an arm watched as all his companions and leader died before Naruto, apart from seeing the same one who gave a roar that scared him even more, so he went as fast as he could to avoid being seen by that monster. According to his words, Naruto stopped attacking so that he could see a part where he went while the girls. "No. We have to go back for Naruto. Sakura. We can't, it's too dangerous. Hinata. It won't be necessary anyway since he's coming straight here." The girls watched as Naruto landed in front of them and looked at Shisui's body before starting to walk towards him as the rain began to make their presence felt. "Sakura. Naruto." The boy walked past, causing the girls to move away from Shisui's body, while Naruto knelt down looking at Shisui's body and ended up hugging him, and his body returned to normal. "Naruto. Nuo." She shouted it while the girls watched as she was crying for that loved one that Naruto had just lost in her hands, and the sky only gave a thunder lighting up the place. Chapter 8. After Naruto and Shisui were talking apart from finding out about Hinata's kidnapping, so they ended up going to rescue her, Naruto being the one who personally took charge of destroying everything that remained of the army, apart from having lost Shisui in his hand, showing his anger. At these moments in the village everyone was looking at the rain, although they noticed how Naruto walked, but in his arms, he had a body making them leave the boy alone, who just by looking at his eyes, they could identify that he was suffering inside. They walked until they entered the old man's house in which they left Shisui's body covered. "Old man. I'm so sorry for your loss." "Naruto. Don't feel anything, you didn't do anything, it's not your fault, it's our life as shinobi to sometimes accept death, even if it's a loved one." Naruto felt his pants being pulled, so he looked down to see the boy who helped him with his girlfriend. "Child. Naruto, are you okay?" Naruto knelt down looking at the boy to take him by the shoulders and show him a smile, although with enormous difficulty due to the pain he was in. "Naruto. Yeah, I'm fine." "Old man. Well, I think they've completed the mission." "Naruto. I'm afraid so, I enjoyed being in this village." "Old man. We will always be there for you." "Naruto. Thanks, if you let us have to go." The girls gathered their things so that Naruto could take Shisui's covered body and start walking. They left the village to walk to their own. "Hinata. Naruto, I'm sorry." "Naruto. It's okay Hinata, none of this was your fault." The girls just lowered their heads. They walked until they reached the village gates where they left the body. As the Konoha shinobi stood in front of them, they took Shisui's body so they could walk to the Hokage tower. "Minato. And how was the mission?" "Naruto. We completed it, but Shisui died." At that point Fugaku entered the room. "Fugaku. I heard that Shisui died, I hope he was in battle against the enemy." "Naruto. I'm afraid not, Sir Fugaku-sama." "Fugaku. So he didn't die in battle, then one of you killed him and he deserves to be punished by the Uchiha clan." I look at the girls who got nervous, but Naruto stood in front of them. "Naruto. I'm afraid I was the one who caused his death." "Fugaku. A good reason." "Naruto. I don't have it Fugaku-sama." "Fugaku." Minato demanded to be able to punish Naruto Kaiju. "Minato. You have my permission." That's how some Uchihas came in and chained Naruto up so they could drag him away from the place. "Minato. Girls, you can go." The girls ran out to watch in horror as Naruto was dragged through the streets of Konoha, only for all the people to start throwing things at him like fruits, vegetables, solid things like knives, bricks in order to cause harm to Naruto. They took the boy to one of the Uchiha clan prisons where they began to beat him. We need a way to prove that Naruto doesn't deserve this." "Sakura. Aren't you Yamanaka, a girl who knows about the mind?" "Yes, but I would need some time to be able to do something like that." "Hinata. Then try to do it as fast as you can." "I will." The girl went home where she took the scrolls to begin training to be able to do such a jutsu. Days passed and the Uchiha clan tortured Naruto, but they were not the only ones. Jiraiya and Naruto entered Naruto's cell. "Minato. Damn bastard." He hits him in the face causing him to spit out blood. "Minato. You damn bastard killed one of my best shinobi." Jiraiya. A great man. He made a Rasengan in his hand that hit Naruto squarely, causing him to spit out a lot of blood in the process. "Minato. By the way, Kushina, I'm leaving you a gift. He showed a scroll from which came out a huge amount of chakra chains which hit different parts of Naruto's body, causing him to scream in pain. Naruto's mind. My father hates me, my godparents hate me, my mother hates me, and they don't even know who I am. Naruto's heart that had several cracks ended up cracking even more. Minato. And listen to this that my wife did for you, damn monster Shisui, apart from being some of our best shinobi, he was like part of our family, if I had a son like you I would be disgusted, I would have killed you since you were born. Jiraiya and Minato began to laugh, while Naruto's heart was already missing a complete half, making it clear that part of his being was gone. Minato. Alright, let's go. The two left while Naruto just bled as his wounds healed, the girls ended up being part of Team 7 at Minato's request. Kushina. Hello girls, it's nice to see you. I know that your sensei died and since he was part of my family, I swear that I will take care of you as if you were my daughters. Ino. And what about Naruto? Kushina. Don't mention that bastard. Sakura. How strange. You talk about Shisui-sensei as if you've known him all your life, but the truth is that you hardly know him at all. Kushina. What do you mean? Hinata. It's just that Shisui had a kind of younger brother that he looked after. Kushina. Then we'll have to go to his house. Sakura. The problem is that he is not in Shisui's house but somewhere else. Kushina. Then we will look for him and I will treat him as my son. The girls looked at this badly while Naruto received blows all over his body from him, even though he did not take off his hood or mask from him. Fugaku. How is it possible that they can't take off that mask or hood? Uchiha. He may have very powerful signals. At the training camp the girls noticed how Tsuki was with Menma. Ino. And you Tsuki don't care about Naruto, I mean after all he is like your best friend. Tsuki. Well, now he's not that anymore, he's just a bastard who killed an Uchiha. The girls looked at this badly, the days passed and Naruto was tortured quite often, but at this moment Minato entered Naruto's cell. Fugaku. What do you want to do, Minato? Don't forget that he's mine. Minato. Yes, I know, but I need it. Fugaku. For what? Minato. Because it's good for doing some really good missions that I need someone to secretly take care of, but when the mission is over, go back to your cell. Fugaku. Okay. Minato put some signs on it. Minato. Listen to me well Naruto, some Anbus will accompany you to watch you, if you try something the Anbus will activate the signals and you will die. In that way they removed the chains so Naruto could leave the place, he was followed by the Anbus, which made sure that Naruto was doing the mission which was to kill huge groups. Every time he finished doing his missions, he returned to his cell where his torture continued, although the boy noticed how Itachi sometimes tried to help him. The weeks passed and the events about the Chunin exams and the invasion happened like the original story, although Ino and Sakura gave a better fight, apart from the fact that Hinata was able to help Neji with the issue of his problems, at this moment the three girls were reunited. Sakura. Please tell me Ino that you already have it. Ino. Yes, I have it. Hinata. Then let's go. The girls began to run towards the Uchiha clan residence while Naruto's cell was opened. Fugaku. It's time to see if you have to die. They took off his chains to put chains on his hands to get him out. Naruto walked with his head down being carried by the Uchihas, while some of the same clan threw things at Naruto hurting him. They were like that until they reached a part where he had to walk until he was in the center of the place. Fugaku. Naruto Kaiju we will see if you are free, but to do so you will have to harden the fire that we Uchihas will throw at you, if you die trying it will be a shame. Naruto. What are you waiting for? The Uchihas began to draw hand signals to launch a huge amount of fire that hit Naruto who screamed in pain from those burns. The three girls entered through the doors and saw the enormous amount of fire, so they ran to where Fugaku was. Fugaku. What are you doing here? This is for Uchihas. Ino. Yes, I know, but we have something to show you, please let us know about Shisui. Fugaku. Okay, but let's be quick. The girls agreed for Ino to make some hand seals to touch Fugaku's head. Fugaku saw how from when that boy warned them about Hinata's kidnapping to the part where Naruto ended up crying for Shisui's death, getting to see and hear how Naruto talked about the other clans and how he was going to commit suicide, but Shisui ended up sacrificing himself until Ino left him. Ino. That's what happened. Fugaku thought about it to stop everyone by making them look at him, revealing that Naruto's body was burned, revealing his blonde hair, but the boy used chakra to prevent them from burning the mask. Makoto. What's wrong Fugaku? Fugaku. Leave the boy alone, let him go now. The Uchihas took off their chains although Tsuki approached him and he crouched down seeing that Naruto had a necklace from the Uchiha clan which Tsuki took. Tsuki. Remember Naruto when I gave you this necklace and you gave me another one. He said this while revealing a necklace made of a very beautiful stone to the eyes of anyone. Tsuki. These necklaces are supposed to make it clear that we will always be together, but it seems that it can't continue being that way. The Uchiha threw the necklace she had to the floor, breaking it, while she took off Naruto's necklace, which had a symbol of the Uchiha clan. Suki. This necklace will look better on Menma, you're just a damn monster. Menma told me that you're a monster, but I never wanted to believe that until now, you really are a monster. The tear fell from Naruto's face, as half of his heart was left in a small and insignificant piece in all the darkness. Naruto got up with great difficulty while he was hunched over and had his gaze down as he began to walk down the hall, leaving the place behind as he left footprints of his blood wherever he went. The three girls. Naruto. Suki. He's just a monster. Sakura. You went too far, Tsuki, you broke the last bit of heart he had. The Uchiha did not understand this while Naruto walked through the streets of Konoha in which it was raining, but this did not matter to Naruto, who only had his mask and a pair of pants with blood on them. Naruto walked until he was in front of the Hokage's heads so that he would stare at the sky, making him think while the drops of water fell on him. The boy was like that until he felt a small blow to the head so that he could see how Hanabi was with an umbrella trying to cover Naruto. Hanabi. Naruto, you're going to catch a cold if you keep going out here like this. Naruto. Calm down, Hanabi, I don't get sick that easily. Hanabi. It doesn't matter, you need someone to take care of you apparently. Naruto just showed a smile at this. Naruto. Come on, Hanabi, go home, I'll be fine. Hanabi. Okay, but promise me you'll take care of yourself, Naruto. Naruto. I promise I'll take care of myself, now go. The blonde watched as the girl left the place while he returned to look at the sky, although now an umbrella covered it this time. Naruto. What do you want, Kakashi? Kakashi. Naruto, now I think you're on my team, I can't let things like this happen to my student, or don't you want to be my student? He said it because of his look which showed other things. Naruto. You know very well what I think about that, so I would try to put some effort into this. Kakashi. Then tell me. Naruto. Shisui once said, if you don't find happiness anywhere, you better go somewhere else to find it. Kakashi. And did you find where to be happy? Naruto. I'm afraid so, I found a way to be calm, to be happy, I already found a way. Kakashi. Then go for that piece that you can't find, you know that I will always support you in everything I can like Itachi. He said this as he began to leave the place while Naruto stayed at the Hokage heads watching the rain from which he could swear that 4 images were formed in the clouds, one was of Ghidorah, the other of Godzilla, the third of a kind of union between Ghidorah and Godzilla, while the fourth saw Shisui. Chapter 9. After the Uchiha clan had taken Naruto to begin torturing him apart from the girls being in Team 7 and being able to prevent them from killing Naruto, at this time the rain had already passed and Naruto had been once again in his house for him to go out while taking a photo of Shisui and him who were alone and another photo of the two of them with their team. Naruto when he got out of his bed walked completely ignoring the hateful looks, only having his mask, although on the way he met the girls. Hinata. Hey Naruto. They watched as he walked past as if he had something truly important to do, he went straight to the Hokage tower entering the Hokage's office. Minato. What do you want, monster? Naruto. I want to go. Minato. What are you talking about? Naruto. I want to leave the shinobi program of the Hidden Leaf village of Konoha, I want to leave the village and leave all this. Minato. Okay, but I'll give you a mission that you'll have to complete, it's about destroying a village where there are only bandits, but I warn you if they capture you or something you'll end up in this village forever. Naruto. Okay, I'll take the risk. Minato. Okay, you have a few hours to do the mission. Naruto. Okay Hokage. Naruto left the tower while in the Uchiha house. Fugaku. Boy, I really respect that kid Naruto, sacrificing himself like that and suffering for his own is something I never expected. Makoto. What are you talking about, Fugaku? In that way Fugaku would begin to talk about the mission of Team 12, apart from how Naruto spoke of them, how he tried to die for them, the sacrifice of Shisui, and how Naruto showed his suffering for the body of Shisui already dead, precisely that the entire Uchiha family was being heard by Tsuki, who went directly to wherever Naruto was, but not before taking the necklace. The Uchiha was jumping across the roofs in order to find Naruto, and luckily for her she saw that blonde walking to the gates of Konoha. Tsuki. Naruto wait. The blonde stopped looking at the Uchiha who stood in front of him. Tsuki. I'm very sorry for the words I said to you, I just found out about everything that happened on the mission, so I ask you to forgive me and keep the necklace. She took Naruto's hand to give him the necklace that she once took from him. Tsuki had a smile waiting for Naruto to accept such a thing, but the next thing left her in shock when she saw how he squeezed his hand, ending up destroying the piece of metal, leaving it on the floor, making Tsuki's tears start to come out. Naruto. Shisui and Itachi are the only ones who have something good, the other Uchihas are rotten inside. The boy passed by, causing the Uchiha to fall to her knees as she began to cry over Naruto's words from her, who she seemed not to care about anything in the Hokage Tower. Anbu. Hokage-sama, the monster has already come out. Minato. In that case, go bring it back, but if necessary, kill it. The Anbus agreed to leave. A few minutes passed, and Kushina entered through the door with the Uchihas and the girls from Team 12. Minato. Is something wrong, Kushina? Kushina. Yes, when we entered Shisui's house to look for a clue about his adopted younger brother, we found reports that he had hidden there. Minato. Let's see. They opened the boxes to see some photos along with information, so they could read the first letter. Fugaku. First fact, Kushina and Minato have children, a total of 3, the oldest is called Naruto, the youngest Menma, and the last Naruko. The same day the babies were born, Hiruzen, the third Hokage, sealed the Kyuubi inside the babies Menma and Naruko. He said it while they looked at the photos of that day, surprising everyone, although Kushina had something in mind that she didn't want to believe. Fugaku. There is more data. The fourth Hokage Minato Namikaze said that Naruto is the container of the Kyuubi, supposedly to protect his other children. It seems that Naruto's parents completely forgot about him. There are times when he does not eat or enter his room. The villagers and shinobi hate him at the point of taking him to an alley where they torture him daily. That scared everyone because of those things that Naruto, the now discovered son of Minato and Kushina, apart from being Menma and Naruko's older brother, went through his childhood. Fugaku. It seems strange, but on his birthday I ended up adopting him since his family banished him from Here's Gope I along with Itachi trained Naruto, who is a true prodigy, apart from the fact that it seems that he was able to develop a new blood type, as if he were from a totally different clan called Kaiju, something truly strange, but it seems that the boy may end up being in a relationship with Tsuki Uchiha, since apart from having a good relationship, Naruto is in love with her. Saying that, everyone was shocked by those words. Tsuki. Please Menma, help me with this. Menma. Are you kidding? I noticed that stupid Naruto loved you, so I did all that act because I really love Ino. He grabs her by her waist, but the blonde gets away from her. Ino. Get out of the way, you bastard. Fugaku. Hey listen, there's more. It seems that Naruto takes care of Tsuki all the time. When she doesn't have food he leaves her his, or on rainy days, when Menma steals Tsuki's umbrella he leaves her. That made him look badly at Menma, who ended up scared by Fugaku's gaze, apart from the fact that he had the Sharingan activated. Itachi. Let's see, what else does he say? Menma and Naruko formed a group of friends who always bother Naruto, and Tsuki doesn't seem to even notice this, even though he's by her side. They took the genin tests, and Naruto has a team that are fangirls, but he helped them to stop that attitude once and for all. I asked him to hide all that power, but now he can release it. Everyone heard this and was shocked to learn that Naruto was the son of Minato and Kushina, but now he is not anymore, although Naruko knowing cried that her older brother had been protecting her in a certain way, but now he is not with her. Just at that moment Kakashi, Guy, Kurenai and Asuma entered through the door. Minato. Good that you arrived, please I need you to go to a village as quickly as possible. Kurenai. We just got back from a mission. Minato. This is urgent, it's about Naruto. Kushina. Now what happened, Minato? She said this while wiping away her tears. Minato. Naruto wanted to leave the village, leaving all this behind, so I sent him on a mission to eliminate a village, but if any of the Anbus captures him, he will be part of the village forever. Makoto. What's wrong with that? Minato. I gave the order that if necessary they would kill him. Kushina. Then I'll go right now too. Minato. But Kushina. Kushina. But nothing, that's my son and he needs me now. I don't care if you want to stop me, I'm going anyway. Minato. Okay. Elsewhere, Naruto walked calmly ignoring the Anbus surrounding him, but he noticed a crow flying in front of him, so he extended his arm a little, so the crow could see that the crow had a Sharingan to put Naruto in a Genjutsu. Naruto. Now what? Shisui. Hello, Naruto. Naruto. Shisui Nai, how is that possible? Shisui. I'm not alive, it's something I created with my Sharingan, we'll practically be in communication in some way. I know what you plan to do and everything, so don't think that I'll be disappointed in you. Naruto just cried in his mind, but he left the Genjutsu so he could see that village that only had renegade shinobi. Naruto. It seems I have no choice but to start with this. He said this as he closed his eyes, and when he opened them they were completely black with those red pupils that showed the fire of hell, and a huge electrical storm was present above Naruto. The blonde took a few steps to see some renegades who were obviously about to want to rob him, so with a blow to one of the 3, he ended up breaking his head, followed by a kick to another, sending him against a house, and ending with a blow to the chest of the 3rd, killing him instantly. Naruto. And I thought he was going to put up more of a fight. He saw how literally more and more renegades appeared from all the houses, making Naruto smile, who only launched himself into the attack, just like the other shinobi who went against Naruto, who only did the same to begin the massacre of the place. With the shinobi group they were running as fast as they could towards that village. There are too many even for Naruto, if we don't get there quickly it will be too late. Itachi. It seems you don't know Naruto well. Kurenai. What are you talking about? Itachi. Naruto is not who everyone thinks he is. Naruto was hiding all his true power from him for a long time, but now that he is not going to hide his power from him, or even need to use everything, he is not going to hold back in a fight against us. We just need to capture it anyway. Itachi. He's smarter than he seems, Naruto. I dare say that boy even surpasses me in power and cunning. In the village Naruto dodged a cut to kick the renegade in the face, which broke his head, followed by taking the head of another and crashing it against the ground, making a hole to jump out against a group, taking out his sword in one movement, cut several people in half. He made his blonde hair turn bright blue to launch an atomic breath, hitting the renegades, killing them. Naruto. Come on, who's next? The Anbus looked at this with fear before the boy who revealed a true monster in his being, so that he began to slowly turn towards them. Naruto. I think Konoha doesn't want to fight, but out of pity I do. Saying that the Anbus were scared, but before they could move Naruto went against them. The group had already arrived at the village, seeing everything destroyed with the houses on fire and dead bodies, worrying Kushina, who began to run in order to find something of Naruto, but they saw the dead Anbus on the floor, although one was still alive crawling on the floor. Itachi. What happened? Anbu? He's a monster. Saying those words he ended up dead on the floor while they looked at a part where they heard a laugh, so they could see that in a pile of dead people next to destroyed houses was Naruto in the abyss, laughing in a way that was not very good, while he had a dead Anbu in his left hand and another live one in his right. Kakashi. Do you have Naruto? Naruto. Good thing you've arrived. The boy showed those eyes that transmitted fear with evil, desire to kill and destruction apart from the fangs instead of normal teeth. Naruto. Why did you eat? We just want you to go back to the village, nothing bad will happen, you can rest easy. Naruto. Return to Konoha. Do you think that the Naruto of before would return? I am different from before. In fact, I am going to ask you a little question with these Anbus of my hands. If you want me to live, I will release the one on the right, but if you say that I am dead inside, I will release the one on the left. It all depends on your answer. Kushina. I know you're still alive, Naruto. Inside you're still alive like those sons of my past, you're still alive. Naruto looked like he was about to release the Anbu on the right as his eyes returned to normal, giving them all hope, but in a second his eyes returned and he squeezed the Anbu tighter. Naruto. Wrong answer. The boy released the dead Anbu to put the living one in front, which he ended up piercing with his sword, surprising all of them. When he let go of the Anbu, he caused the rays of the sky to fall on him while revealing his wings, having an imposing appearance that was scary. Naruto. Konoha are now my enemies. The boy took off his Konoha headband and his mask that covered his mouth to throw it to the ground in front of them, so that the boy began to fly away from the place before the eyes of all of them. Kushina. No, Naruto, come back. The red-haired girl tried to go for her son, but did not arrive in time. The boy was lost in the sky in those storms, which were beginning to go away as a sign that Naruto was moving away from the place, while those from Konoha watched helplessly as Naruto left the place. Chapter 10. After they received the information that Naruto was the son of Minato and Kushina, a team was sent to where Naruto was to prevent him from being killed, but when they arrived it was the opposite because the boy was the one who killed the Anbus and left the place in front of the senseis, who continued to look at the sky that was now blue instead of having that storm, so they left the place. Kakashi being the last to leave. Kakashi. Something I had to do for you, Naruto. Flashback. In the Hokage heads was Kakashi with Naruto before leaving the place. Kakashi. I'll do you favor and advise the Hokage on the mission and the number of Anbus so you can escape. Naruto. One more thing, Kakashi, I want you to find the data that Shisui had on me. Kakashi. Are you sure? Naruto. Yes, I am. The white-haired man left the place while Naruto just looked at the sky, making his eyes change for a moment from blue to totally black with red pupils until they returned to normal. Naruto. I'll soon be free from this damn prison. Then flashback. Kakashi left the destroyed place while taking the Anbus bands in one pocket, although in the other he put Naruto's mask with his band. When they arrived at the village, everyone noticed that the team was very depressed, while Kushina only cried until she got home, finding herself with her children and Minato. Minato. And Naruto. Where is he? Kurenai. We saw him, we had him in front of us, although it was like if he weren't there, he was totally changed. Jiraiya. What are you talking about? Kakashi. When we arrived Naruto didn't have those blue eyes, but they were totally black with red pupils. It is more than clear that he was not the same as always, but it is like that if he were a different person. Asuma. He killed an Anbu without any mercy, but more than anything it seemed that he tortured him before killing him, and his face, that smile said that he enjoyed doing this. Naruto. So they say Naruto Nai is gone forever. Kakashi. I'm not really sure although I kept some of his things from him, but they are useless at the moment. Suki. What is it? What did you get from it? I want it. She said this as tears came out of her eyes, so Kakashi began to take out a cloth that Suki recognized, so she took it before anyone saw what it was. Suki. It's Naruto's mask. Everyone saw how he pulled the band out of the sheet. Kakashi. She still had it on when we arrived. Minato. Then the Inuzuka clan can find him. I highly doubt that. Minato. What are you talking about? He flew away from the place except that apparently the boy has the ability to make a thunderstorm. Kushina. Minato, I want to have my son back, I want to have him by my side again, I want my son back. Minato. Jiraiya-sensei, your spy network can find Naruto. Jiraiya. Yes, they can do it, but if it is as they said, that the boy left with a storm, it means that he will always use that storm, he will want to show his presence from the storm, so that everyone will be afraid of him, so it will not be difficult to find him. Kakashi. I wouldn't say that, he's someone very elusive and knows how to move, so I'm more than sure that he'll be in a place where no one will find him. Tsunade. Most likely that brat will get stronger with time, the boy is not going to waste this opportunity, and most likely he will train, and if with his current strength he could kill some Anbu, then I don't want to imagine what he can do when he is older. Minato. So in that case Tsunade-san, Jiraiya-sensei, I want you to train Menma and Naruto in these years, so that they can face Naruto. If possible, if we end up passing that, we have to be prepared. Jiraiya. Keep in mind that I will take them to train, but it will be in a few days. Kushina. I'm going to prepare some scrolls for you to take on the road so you can train. Suki. Itachi Nai, can you train me? Itachi. Okay, but keep in mind that my training won't be easy. I trained Naruto with Shisui myself, but I'll make sure the training is worse than it is now. Menma, hearing that they were now only talking about Naruto, left the house directly to eat ramen and calm down a bit because of how they were only talking about Naruto, as if he no longer mattered. When he arrived, he began to eat, but some shinobi arrived at the place. Shinobi. Did you hear? Naruto, the eldest son of the 4th Hokage, left the village and managed to leave. Shinobi 2. If it is something very bad, the boy was a great shinobi, someone very strong for someone like him to appear again. Menma. Colin, I know I'm better than him. Shinobi 3. Even though you are the son of the 4th, as far as I know you did nothing special, Naruto has a title, the King of Terror, and he lives up to his nickname, apart from the fact that he faced an army, making them go away in fear, but you did nothing compared to what he did. Menma only got angry because now the entire village was going to talk only about Naruto and no one else. Days passed and the two brothers left the village to begin their training, while in a group of girls who were training. Hinata. We have to bring Naruto back. No. But we can't make a better way to train to fight him. Sakura. As far as I know, Naruto is someone who was our teammate and he is not going to be very pleased to see that after years we have not become stronger. The girls trained until they stopped because they saw someone arriving. What do you want, Suki? Suki. I just want to know something. Sakura. Don't tell me you want to know everything about Naruto. Suki. Yes, I want to know everything that I couldn't know because of my ignorance. Sakura. Don't you think it's a little late to know something about him? Suki. Yes, I know. Hinata. Well girls, remember that Naruto gave us a second chance when we teamed up and we have to do the same, we have to give Tsuki a second chance at least. The girls agreed to begin telling her about Naruto. Years passed in which the girls grew physically and mentally. Now the 4 girls made a group which was known throughout Konoha as the 4 followers of death, since the 4 Hinata, Sakura, Ino and Tsuki, when they formed a team they acted as if they were the 4 horsemen of death. The 4 became best friends, but the most important thing was that there was a group entering the village. Tsunade. Konoha hasn't changed at all. Jiraiya. It will always be the same village no matter how many times we leave. Naruto. Then I will change this village because it is the same one that made my brother suffer. Menma. As soon as I see Naruto I will kill him, I will show him who is the strongest. Jiraiya. I thought we already talked about that, Menma. The 4 of them began to walk towards the Hokage tower, giving smiles to the people, although Menma's was the only arrogant one, while Naruto showed great happiness to everyone who seemed to be contagious in the Hokage tower. Minato. Okay girls, you've finished your mission. Hinata. Hokage-sama, there is something important we need to tell you. Minato. What's wrong? Sakura. They are talking about what is happening beyond the mountains in a place where almost no one goes. Some people were saying it and there was talking about a huge storm. Minato. What's so special about a simple storm? You can go now. Kushina. Wait, Minato, remember that they are our best shinobi, so they say that if they say that this is important, then we have to listen to them, continue girls. Suki. That storm doesn't go away where it is, it's like it never moves from the place and stays still, which leaves us with only one option, and that is that Naruto is in that part, and we know this because it is said that his rays, instead of being white as they normally are, have a yellow color like Naruto's. Minato. Then I guess I have to send some people to that place. About that, it won't be so easy to get to the place, it's too dangerous, since the place is unstable due to constant earthquakes, and the storm only makes it worse. Minato was left thinking, but the group they recognized entered through the door. Kushina. Children. The red-haired girl ran towards her children, hugging them. Kushina. You don't know how much I missed you. Minato. It's good that you're back, but if you let me, I have very important things to talk to Jiraiya about in private, but before you leave, you have to do a test to see your abilities. Everyone left except Jiraiya. Minato. And Jiraiya are ready. Jiraiya. To be honest, I'm not sure they can use the power of the Kyuubi, although Naruto can use everything since she became friends with the Kyuubi. Apparently while Menma continues to lose control, but not Naruto knowing's power or having an idea. I don't know if they have a chance. Minato. I hope they can handle him, I can't imagine what he's capable of doing nowadays. Jiraiya. Neither do I, but we have to wait and see what happens. Minato just agreed. Minato. By the way, did you find anything about him? Jiraiya. I'm afraid not, I just found out about a very strange storm that's happening. Minato. Then I don't care, the girls already told me, so it doesn't matter if you tell me, you can go. The Sannin just left the place while the girls. Do you think he'll give us the mission? Hinata. What are you talking about? Sakura. It's more than obvious, he's talking about whether he's going on a mission to go to the place where that storm is. If he leaves us or does the mission, we'll immediately go to look for clues about Naruto. And if he is in that place, what can we tell him? Suki. You don't know, but you can be sure that I will apologize, I will do everything possible to regain your forgiveness. Hinata. What happens if you do N''T have his forgiveness from him? Suki. If I don't get it, then I won't rest until I have it. He said it with a look of determination, making the girl smile, who began to think about the blonde while in another part in a cave of a mountain which by enzyme had a great storm was walking someone who was barefoot. The young man walked alone wearing pants and a cape that reached almost to his feet, which had a very dark blue color. The boy had blonde hair with black eyes that had red pupils that showed hell itself, and a body that was more than well trained. The boy walked to the end of the cave, being hidden in the darkness. Naruto. Looks like it's time to move a little. He said it so that at the end when he finished speaking, a yellow ray illuminated the place, making Naruto look more than intimidating, only for the darkness to cover him again. Let me know in the comments below if you guys want the next part. Also check out my other video that has been shown and left. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like and share this video. And have a fantastic day. Bye.